In terms of my weight, when I started the bulk, I was at 152 pounds. My weight had gradually been going up. The first week on the carnivore diet, I went all the way down to 146, and then over the course of the first month or month and a half, I ended up gradually getting back up to 152. 1 week into my bulk, I was exactly 160 pounds. So I ended up putting on 8 pounds on that first week.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another Sunday Q&A. Before we start, just a quick reminder that if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Also, if you have any questions, ask them down in the comment section and we'll either respond to you directly in the comment section or answer your questions during another one of our weekly Sunday Q&As. Alright, time to answer your questions.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another Sunday Q&A. A couple weeks ago, I had mentioned how I was going to be changing up my diet to incorporate a little bit more meat to try and get my calories up to get my weight up. And some of you have been asking about how exactly that's been going, so I figured for this week I'm going to explain how exactly my bulk has been going for the last couple weeks. Another thing is last week I mentioned my endurance on the carnivore diet and how exactly it was going along. I showed a couple examples by deadlifting 225 for 35 repetitions and also lifting the 150-pound medicine ball for 15 repetitions on a 5-foot platform. Some of you had asked some other questions with regards to my endurance, so I had a couple, I don't want to say challenges, but questions asked with regard to that. Some people wanted to know how many times could I squat 135 pounds, so I will cover all of that in today's video. With regard to my current bulk, in terms of what I've been doing for almost the last couple weeks is I've been consuming 3 pounds of meat every single day. And the only difference between workout days and non-workout days is on my workout days, I would also consume an 8-egg egg salad with a 1/4 cup of ghee in there. And that brought my calories up to a little over 4,000 calories on my workout days. And on my non-workout days, I'm consuming roughly 3,000 or just over 3,000 calories. So in terms of my weight, when I started the bulk, I was at 152 pounds. My weight had gradually been going up. The first week on the carnivore diet, I went all the way down to 146, and then over the course of the first month or month and a half, I ended up gradually getting back up to 152. 1 week into my bulk, I was exactly 160 pounds. So I ended up putting on 8 pounds on that first week. Now, I know that in that first week, a lot of that weight is going to be water weight, so I don't expect that I had put on 8 pounds of muscle. And the other thing too is, of that 8 pounds, some of it was muscle, some of it was water, but I also did put on a little bit of fat. I'm expecting that my body fat percentage is going to be going up throughout the course of this bulk. I'm not expecting to just put on muscle and absolutely nothing else. So some of that had been fat that I had put on. I even noticed that my stomach is getting a little bit bigger than it was in the past. I don't think that's because my stomach is actually getting bigger from what I'm consuming. I think it's more just from the amount of food that I'm consuming. It is just getting a little bit bigger. But even in terms of actual circumference, it really isn't that much noticeable. My pants still pretty much fit. I don't have to change anything. I'm not going up in sizes. So overall, everything's been going pretty good. My strength has been improving quite a bit over the last couple weeks. And with regard to the second question about how many times can I squat 135 pounds, I ended up testing this out last week on Monday, and I was able to do 50 repetitions of squats with 135 pounds on my back. The first 30 repetitions, I was able to breeze right through it. It was not an issue at all. Then once I got to 30, it wasn't the strength in my legs that was the issue, it was my lungs. I was breathing really heavy at the 30th rep, and what I was doing was, once I got to 30, I would take a few deep breaths, do 5 repetitions, few deep breaths, 5 repetitions, and I kept doing that until I got to 50 repetitions. Once I did get to 50 repetitions, I could have kept going. I probably, if I pushed myself as hard as I could have, gone to 70 or 75 repetitions. For me, it wasn't the issue of my legs not being strong enough, it was the issue of my endurance and my lungs. So what happened was, because I was breathing so heavy, the next day I actually woke up and my throat was a little bit sore, and that lasted for a few days. Today it's still a little bit sore, and I ended up doing this, I can't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday, but Monday or Tuesday was when I did the squats, and holy crap, my throat for a couple days was really sore just from breathing so heavy. So I would like to get my endurance up a little bit more, and I will be focusing my warm-up sets to try to gear it more towards endurance. So normally what happens is I'll do a couple warm-up sets, and my warm-up sets aren't typically that high repetitions, but I figured while I'm doing this bulk, I might as well also try to improve my endurance at the same time. So my first 2 warm-up sets of every workout, I'm going to go pretty high on the repetitions, and then I'm going to eventually work myself up to a good working set of where I'm doing anywhere from 1 to 3 repetitions. And I would like to be able to, by the end of this month, get to 50 repetitions of deadlifts with 225 pounds. Right now I'm at 35 repetitions with 225. For squats, I would like to be able to do 50 repetitions at 185. What I did on Monday or Tuesday, when I did the 135 for 50 repetitions, my second warm-up set, I had to rest for about 10 minutes just because I was so exhausted. And after that 10 minutes, I put 185 on the bar. I was able to get to, it was either 30 or 35 repetitions. I can't remember. But I would like to be able to get to 50 repetitions of squats with 185 on the bar. And I believe that if I do remove the extended warm-up set on the 135, I could probably get to 50 quite easily. The reason that I had to stop at 30 was because I was just so exhausted from the prior set. And when it comes to the 150-pound medicine ball, I would like to be able to do 20 repetitions of a 150-pound medicine ball on a 5-foot platform in under 3 minutes. All of that I would like to be able to accomplish by the end of this month. So while I am bulking, I am also going to be incorporating a little bit more endurance, which is not usually what I do. Usually when I go for a bulk, all I do is really heavy lifting and I stay away from the endurance stuff. But because some of you were asking about my endurance, I figured, you know what, let me throw some of that in for this workout, see how exactly this goes. And by the end of the month, I will report back to you with my squat numbers, my deadlift numbers, and my Atlas stone numbers. Ideally, again, for squats, I want to hit 185 for 50 repetitions. For deadlifts, I want to hit 225 for 50 repetitions. And for the Atlas stone, I want to throw the 150-pound slam ball up on a 5-foot platform 20 times in under 3 minutes. So if I could get all 3 of those accomplished by the end of this month, I'll be very happy with that. Now, in terms of the squats for 135 pounds that I performed earlier this week, I'm going to show you that video right now so you can see that is where my starting point is right now. And at the end of the month, I will attempt 185 for the same amount of repetitions. Okay, so there you have it. That was my attempt at 135-pound squat for as many repetitions as possible. Like I said, I was able to get 50. I could have kept going if I kept pushing myself, but again, I was really out of breath and my endurance was really gone by that point. I feel like at the end of this month, I should be able to get my endurance up a lot more. As I stated in an earlier video, a couple years ago, I did do rock climbing, and the very first workout that I did that was endurance based, I was absolutely gassed. And then after 6 weeks of training endurance, my endurance shot through the roof. So I expect that if I do dedicate a little bit of time towards endurance throughout the course of this month, I will be able to hit those numbers that I mentioned earlier. I'm not going to be completely focusing on endurance. All I'm going to be doing is my first couple warm-up sets, I'm going to be going for high repetitions. But aside from that, the rest of my workout will be geared more towards strength. So because I'm not doing solely endurance workouts throughout the course of this month, I don't expect my endurance to go through the roof, but I do expect my endurance to improve quite a bit just by incorporating a little bit more repetitions on those first couple warm-up sets. But that's pretty much it for today. If you have any questions with regard to my experience on the carnivore diet, if you have any questions with regard to the carnivore diet, or if you have any questions at all with regard to anything else, such as exercises, stretches, or anything that you guys can think of, go ahead, ask your questions down in the comment section, and I will either get back to you in the comment section, or I will answer your questions during another one of our Sunday Q&As. That's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again next week.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. And if you have any questions, ask them down in the comment section, and we'll either respond to you directly in the comment section or answer your questions during another one of our weekly Sunday Q&As. Keep fit, have fun, and we'll see you again next week.